welcome to the Never Wears podcast. I'm your host Tom Brown, joined today by my brother Jack. Jack, how are you? It's been nice hot weather for the past couple days.
Yeah, we're fully in bloom here. Feeling good. Love the energy, Tom. As we touched on our last podcast, we did it late and you were trying not to wake anybody up bright and early
Yeah,
today.
yeah. Well, that's the difference between starting at 9 a.m. and starting at 9 p.m.
Yep.
Um, so what we are in full bloom, Jack, and you know that means we're dwindling down to the end of the NBA season. We have
hmm
now reached the Final Four. We have two series left. We have the conference finals. We have Spurs, Thunder in the West, which I think everyone wants. That everyone
Yep.
was just like, give us this. That's what the people want. And then in the East, we have number three and number four, the Knicks and the Cavaliers, as I so boldly predicted.
Yep. Good for
Uh,
you. Good catch on that. Knicks get a home series in the conference championship.
so that couldn't have worked out better for them. Let's just start there. So they run through, we talked about it last week. They ran through the Sixers. That was nothing. See you later.
Yep.
Um, really,
Like
really made,
probably ended all that trust the process shit in Philadelphia.
yeah, I mean, not to harp on it again, I think that Celtic series just became the perfect storm. The
Sure.
perfect, a little bit, stubborn coaching, adding your best player with what, 15 games left, but he expected to be the best player again. We don't have to rehash it. Anyways, um, so yeah, the Knicks are now going to get the first two game five and game seven at home, and they're going to play a Cavs team that at times looked like it was not even close to on the same tier as the Pistons, but then other times, I mean, they smoked them in game seven. I hate a
It
game
is
seven
the
that's not.
Yeah, I
Go
know
ahead.
it sucked. You get excited for a game seven, and that's 125 to 94. It's a real blowout. But it is the James Harden effect, right? Like he had 9 points in that game seven.
Yeah, I don't get it. I saw at halftime that he had like six, and I was like, this could easily be the perfect. Harden did it again. Harden just choked away a playoff series, but he's not their best player this time.
No, he's not. And
And their
all
best
like,
player showed up in a big way.
yeah, as he's known to do. I mean, Allen and Evan Mobley had big games too, but Donovan
Sure. Yeah,
Mitchell
they played
is
great.
and Sam Merrill going 4 for 4 or 5 for 8 from three is going to help you every time. But I mean, Donovan Mitchell is legitimate as a playoff killer.
Yeah, 26, 6, and 8. Um, you mentioned Jared Allen. He had, I think, 23 or
Three.
24 and 12 against the Raptors in game seven. And then last night he went 23 and 7 and Mobley went 21 and 12. So,
Yep.
you know what it was? I don't know how much of the game you watched or the series, but not once did Jalen Duren stay at home on one of those big guys. He always would pick
Yeah.
up the driving guard, and it was just like taking candy from a baby. They would just dump it off to those guys for dunks over and over and over. And I didn't like what the Pistons did against the Magic, so that's why I picked the Cavs.
hmm
And obviously, it went to a game seven, so it was a toss up. But I feel like the Pistons are like, I don't know. You look at all the teams that are left, it's the Thunder are stacked, but and then the Spurs have an alien, but also have Harper and Castle. De'Aaron Fox can hit shots. And then the Knicks have Brunson Towns and then all those 3-point shooters. Who is the guy when Cade Cunningham is double teamed that you trust to score a basket on their own or like off
Oof.
their shot on the
Yeah,
Pistons? Because
I was just gonna say they need somebody else. Cade needs some help because Duncan Robinson's not it. Even though
Right.
he got a little bit hot, but it's just
And then
like
Asar
he needs
Thompson,
somebody else to take those. Arcir Thompson is an awesome defender,
right.
but he's
And
not. He scored five
he's one of
points.
those guys that's like you can't even fathom how good of an athlete they are. It's like
Sure.
it breaks your brain to try and think of it. But I just I don't see it. And it actually makes you think. Like, and we've seen this before with one seeds. I mean, the Celtics were they the one seed last year? And
I believe so.
um yeah, you have great seasons, but you're like, okay, you won 60 games, but you're in the East that had the Wizards and I don't know. What were the other bad teams? All of them, the Bucks, all the teams in the East were bad. I,
Hmm.
I just I watch all the Celtics games in the regular season and I watch the big marquee games, but like it doesn't mean much. Like I think we're starting to unless you have the Spurs and the Thunder where you're just like stacked, you're like an awesome team or you have an alien. What the what seed were the Pacers last year and they were in the finals.
Yeah.
So
I don't know what
it's
seed they were, but
just
yeah, I get what you're saying.
it's just can you just make sure all your guys are healthy, which the Knicks have right now? They usually lose OG Anunoby and he's healthy and he's playing awesome. So I don't know. I just like I
Well, then give me your Eastern Conference prediction.
oh I think it's the Knicks.
Yeah. And how many?
Mm,
Say
like
it. Do it. Do it. I know you want to do
here's the
it.
thing. Here's the thing. They haven't played in a week,
Sure.
and I wonder if that hot streak might. I don't know if the rest is
Go
just great for
away.
them, or if the hot streak might be like, oh shit, we were playing so well. We maybe 2 days off would have been best.
Hmm.
But I I think the Knicks in five.
Yeah, that was going to be my exact prediction too. If the Knicks keep it up, they're going to roll the Cavs.
Yeah.
Even with your Jared
Um.
Allens and your Evan Mobleys who can push Towns back, like even still, I think the Knicks have way too much outside for the Cavs to stop.
Yeah. I think now there is the that thought of okay, so they haven't played for so long. Our Hart and Bridges and Deuce McBride, are those guys still going to be hot from hitting threes? Who knows?
Yeah.
But the way they're just playing a different type of game, and Brunson isn't as ball dominant, and that I think is helping them. So yeah, I think the Knicks win, and at least this makes sense if they party in the street. Last year they made the third round, partied in the street, and fired their coach. So maybe I'm afraid to see what happens if they make the finals because they went absolutely batshit crazy. The fans did for making the
Hmm.
Eastern Conference Finals last year. So you think that so should we talk about Harden? Harden was just like good and then he had a ton of turnovers and it's so weird that they won by so much yesterday and he had 9 points, 6 assists.
Hmm.
I don't know. I just
Uh,
think go ahead.
no, I don't think we need to spend too much time on it. I think he's the one basketball player you know exactly what you're getting with. Exactly what you're getting.
Yeah, and God, after watching Embiid and watching a lot of the series, foul baiting and throwing your head back, it is. I know it's talked about every year, especially in the playoffs, because it's like amplified. But
Well,
JB
it's
Bickerstaff
amplified
was go.
by, sorry to cut you off, but it's amplified by two, most former MVPs getting to the line whenever they want just because they pull that shit.
Yeah, and there was one Bickerstaff was losing his mind. Now, if you watch the replay, it was a foul. He got hit on the arm, but he threw his head back so hard that it was like I mean, just say he hit my arm. That's one thing.
Yeah.
Like flail your arm, but the head back thing drives me nuts. And SGA against Brunson is just gonna if that's the finals, that's gonna be I've said it before. It's just gonna be a why do we watch this sport? This is the finals, and it's just those two guys. But
There's a good chance it might be because
yeah, so
I know we haven't
let's talk
touched on
about
the
that.
West Conference yet, but they are as good as advertised. And I know the Spurs will give them a better series than the Lakers, but it's hard to imagine the Thunder dropping 4 games.
Yeah, so that's where I landed. Let's talk about that. The Spurs dismantle the Timberwolves. Not really dismantle them, but dispatch them in six. Um, I just I don't know why, but it never really felt like the Spurs were going to lose that, even when it was 2-2. I was just like, I'm just not worried about the Spurs here. And then you have Dylan Harper and Stephon Castle doing stuff that rookies and first year guys or second year guys, you're like, this is unfair that they got these three guys in three straight drafts. I mean, it makes sense. It's good drafting, it's good scouting, but insane that that's just their nucleus and they're all like 22 or 3 and under. So, so here, before we get to the specific series, Jack, here's just a bigger picture where basketball fans question. Are we just going to be sitting around for the next 5 years where it's very similar to when we were in high school and it was either the Lakers or the Spurs? It was like, okay, I love basketball, but the Lakers Spurs are winning the title.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean,
Very,
the
very
Pistons
possible.
snuck one in, but 99, 2000, 2003 was either the Lakers or the Spurs. Then it was
Yeah, no, I know what you're
Spurs,
saying.
Spurs every other year. Um, it's
Yeah, I
just,
mean the Timberwolves will always be there. Um, and you never really know, like the Pacers last year, but I mean, who knows? Wemby could add a different level to this series. Like there's
yeah,
nothing you can do to plan against him defensively. Like I think he was 3.5 blocks ahead of Chet Holmgren, who was number 2 in blocks per game. So there's that. He could quadruple double, he's any given night, but it'll be very interesting. I love the matchup. I think they played each other hard all year. Um, and it's going to be fun. It's awesome. And just give the NBA big credit for their scheduling. From here on till the finals, there's a basketball game every night at 8 p.m. That means something. So that's awesome.
I was thinking this. I know there's no LA team or no like West, what is it? West Coast time,
Hmm.
PST, Pacific Coast, Pacific. But 8 o'clock games, come on, that's where you have to do it. You can't go later than that. These games last long enough. East Coast, regular folks on the East Coast need this to end at 10:30. Like I can manage that. Remember that for the longest time in our life, these games started at 9 o'clock. Even if like
I
if
get
it
it.
was Spurs, Thunder, even though that might be Central Time, both of them,
It
that
is.
they would start at 9. And it's like, this is stupid.
Yeah, I mean, you say that, but there are millions of people in Los Angeles who work and need to get home to watch the game for the TV companies to make money. So I understand why you being a little tired boy is high on your priority list, but there is bigger things at play.
Jack, people in LA don't work. They don't have, there's no real jobs in LA. Everyone's just a movie star.
Ridiculous.
There's,
Ridiculous take.
they're all movie stars and podcasters.
Okay.
Um,
I
listen,
mean, I say LA, but it's the entire Pacific time zone, which a lot of people live.
we'll work 8 to 4 for a couple weeks. Um, I this is total sidebar. Allie and me have talked. Can you fathom working 9 to 5 at like an office?
No.
Like what are you doing until 9 o'clock in the morning?
Oh, like getting to work at 9 p.m. or 9
Yes.
a.m.? Oh, yeah. I don't know. Fighting traffic at 8, and especially in
I
California,
guess
probably
yeah,
gonna
if
leave
you're in a
around
city.
7:30. Yeah.
Yeah. But oh my God, I think about that all the time because it's like 9 o'clock is so late in the day for me. But yeah, so back to the series that you just derailed me. Uh so the Spurs own the Thunder during the season. But maybe this Thunder were okay with that. Maybe they were like, that's fine. We're we don't you guys seem to really care about the play-in tournament. You won some other games, but now it matters. We're the defending champ. You have to beat us. We have 4 games at home if necessary. And Jalen Williams, I'm starting to think might have had like a sore hamstring, and they were like, we're not worried about the Lakers. We're not worried about the Suns. Sit, rest that hamstring because we're going to play the Spurs and the Knicks, and that's when we need you. He's available for game one. And I I just tend to lean like they're just such a devastating, like they can play 10 guys and everyone's good. No other team in the playoffs can, I think, can play 10 guys
The
and be
Thunder.
good. The Thunder, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's death by a thousand cuts. Everybody's good. Everybody has a good plus minus. And like you said, they have two rotations or a rotation of 10 guys that can come out and guard the other five guys.
And over the course of 7 games, you can't play Wemby's 40 minutes.
No.
So that's a big, that's you, those non-Wemby minutes are going to be, they're going to make or break every game for the Spurs.
I mean, you know what time it is. It's Cornet time.
I know, but I love Luke Cornett, champion. But this Thunder's team is a different animal. And we
True.
should mention that SGA won his second MVP in a row. Was announced on Sunday. Uh, so the chance to go back-to-back MVP and back-to-back title is probably pretty rare. I'm guessing it's a uh, Jordan, and then I don't know how many did Shaq win back-to-back MVPs in those
I don't think he
early?
did. I think that's
No,
his big
yeah,
gripe with everybody.
yeah.
There's,
Um,
I think, the only other person to do it, and I'm not even sure that Jordan did it because he won 91 and 92. So 91, 92, 92, 93. Um, and I'm sure maybe those were the first 2 years of the Bulls six, but um, the only one I think has ever done it is Bill Russell.
so um, let's see. Uh, Curry did it in 15, 16, but lost in 16. Michael Jordan, Steve Nash, Magic. Oh, that's guards. I don't care about guards. Um, yeah. Well, I'm not going to find this on the fly, but that's pretty rarefied air. Um, it's well, here's a post that shows only players that went back-to-back MVPs.
Yeah,
Um,
there's 17 of them, right?
yeah, it's Russell, Wilt, Kareem did it 2 separate times. Um, Moses Malone, Bird, Magic, Jordan. So Jordan 91, 92 did it. Um,
Just said
and
that,
they'll,
Tom.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I know. I thought you were thinking out loud, like processing it out loud. And then, oh, I guess LeBron 12, 13, that he did it too.
Did he win championships though?
Yeah, they won in 12 and 13.
Back to back?
Yeah, with the Heat. He was there four
Oh,
years, lost to the Mavs, won back to back, and then lost to the Spurs.
okay.
So this would be only the third time, which is nuts.
Well,
But
fourth, because Russell did it.
Oh, Russell. Yeah. Bill. Yeah. I heard him. So 4 times. That's crazy. But also it makes sense. Back-to-back MVPs is insane, but the back-to-back titles is so few and far
especially
between
now.
now. Yeah. It's just that's what I
Well, he's not
wonder
there
like when
yet.
I
I
think
mean, Wembanyama is
yes.
standing in his way.
So yes, Wemby's in the way. That's we should talk about that. There's a chance where Wemby just continues. He like decided in that
Yeah.
series against the T-Wolves to be like, we're tied 2-2. We're not
After
going
he got
seven. You're not
ejected,
beating us.
the
Yeah,
ejection was just like, all right, I'm gonna be as ferocious as you guys want me to be.
right. And that series might not have gone six if it weren't for the ejection. Um, so he just has a chance to be like, there's nothing you can do. I'm going to put Chet in foul trouble, which is Chet's not going to stop him, but Chet's a really good rim protector, and I, there's just something about
He's gonna piss him off. Chet and Wemby are gonna have that rivalry where
yeah,
Chet Holmgren could be the winner and Wemby could be the better player, but Holmgren is on a better team.
the Wilt Russell. Wilt scored all the points, got all that stuff, and Russell won every year.
You're gonna say get all the girls.
No, no, I didn't even think of the
Dean
girls, but
Martin
hell
sings
yeah,
the
he did.
song, gets the girls. You sounded very Denzel in your delivery right there.
um, yeah. So
And he did.
maybe
I mean, he's the original ass man.
yes, the original. Um, didn't what? Hold on. Now I gotta look it up. I don't need the number. I know he claimed over 20,000, but uh, God, if he
One
had,
of the
yeah,
best
he
one of the
he had
best
a.
underrated lines in Seinfeld history, though. You think there was a mix-up at the DMV? You think they gave me Wilt Chamberlain's plates?
Uh, he had a very clever, very subtle name for his room. It was called the Do It Room.
Mhm. There you go.
He just called it the Do It Room. We'll let the listeners decide what it is. Um, so I love Dylan Harper and Stefan Castle. I there's just, but the thing is like, God, it's a bunch of like hyenas that play on the Thunder. You don't make the Thunder roster if you're not good at defense.
Yeah.
SGA's awesome at defense. He gets so many steals. He's a foul baiter. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, but he still plays incredible defense, and that whole team does. And it was actually a beautiful thing to watch him sweep the Lakers. It was like when the Thunder did in 2023. It was just like, oh, it's just something about it. Just, especially when the Celtics embarrass themselves, you need little victories like that.
Yeah, I hear
All right, so you and me both think the same thing that it's going to be a Thunder Knicks finals.
I do, but I think like Thunder in 6 or 7. This
Oh,
series
okay,
has
yeah.
legs.
Yeah, I'll say six. Ooh, that's tough because because I don't think the Thunder care if you're home or away.
They do not.
I saw a very
They are good for 48 minutes a game.
yeah. Um, Here's a question for you, Jack. Oh, oh, I'm stealing this from someone else that framed it in a different way. So to them, great job. What number is higher? Oh, this is so good. I'm so proud of myself. The amount of losses the Thunder have the rest of this playoff season, or the amount of games Trevor Story plays for the Red Sox the rest of this season.
Oh, wow. Wow. Um, Trevor Story. That's higher. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So
There's no
that's the
way
perfect.
there's no way because the Thunder could really only lose 4. And I think Trevor Story at some point will come back this
Well, they
year.
could lose 7. They could lose three to the
Sure,
Spurs
sure.
and four in the finals.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
Right. All right. So that's a great segue, and we'll be
Wait,
right back to talk
actually,
about. Uh,
I'm sorry. All right, we'll take the break, but I just want to touch on one quick football thing for some of our very dear fans.
okay. We will. Oh, I know exactly where you're going. We didn't even talk about it. All right. We're gonna take the break and come back. Okay, we're back, Jack. Hit us with that football note you wanted to talk about.
Four-time NFL MVP Aaron Rodgers has signed another one-year deal to return to the Pittsburgh Steelers, reuniting with Mike McCarthy and giving them blank, Tom.
8 wins.
Wow, holy Christ, 8 wins?
It's still a losing season.
Yeah, 8 wins is high. Just some quick numbers on Aaron Rodgers' 2025 campaign. 33rd in the league in average depth of target. There are 32 teams. Um, 23rd in EPA slash dropback. 26th in success rate. He is entering his 22nd season. He is not the same mobile quarterback. He does not have the same downfield arm. His off target rate when pressured, now I'm getting deep in the weeds here, was a
But
whopping
that's
41.9%, which is the fourth worst mark in the last 5 years for any quarterback who played in the NFL. I just asked you a fill in the blank. My next question is why? Why?
it. It was, and they were just gonna do it. Yeah, I just never thought he wasn't gonna sign.
Then, if you were a fan of the Pittsburgh Steelers, which I know a lot of ears that listen to this are, what in
About
the world do you
2 years.
think of your front office not building for the future in any form or fashion with a quarterback?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is like you're just 8 wins is a lot now that I'm kind of looking at their schedule, but you have the Browns. The defense isn't terrible. Um, just
Or
Browns, Colts, Bucks, Saints. That's 4 in a row. That's I
it
don't
could be
know.
four. It could be four
Yeah.
wins.
And then actually Browns, Colts, Bucks, Saints, Browns. So I don't know.
I think the
I
Browns
just
are going to
think
be
you're
better
just
than
going
they
to
were
be
last year.
mediocre. You're just going to be mediocre.
Like you have been for the past 4 seasons without a quarterback.
Right.
Now, just because you have a four-time MVP, it doesn't mean you have a quarterback. It means you have an older version of a four-time MVP.
Yeah. I mean, we saw the exact same thing last year. I think it'll just be that, and then there there's nothing exciting about them. What helps them is they're in their division with the Browns. They're in a division with the Bengals. Even though the Bengals have Joe Burrow, they don't protect him. He gets his ass kicked. He gets hurt every year. So the Bengals aren't that good. And then who knows with the Ravens? The Ravens are up 1 year, down 1 year, and they have a brand new coaching staff. So I don't think Aaron Rodgers is the answer. You're not winning a Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers.
You might not even
So
make the playoffs. That streak could come to a
right,
crashing end this year.
yeah, yeah. So it doesn't do anything for me. I don't care. He annoys me. I think he's hanging on too long. It was interesting. I was listening to God, I think it was it Rates and Barrels, and they were talking about someone, and they were talking about how some baseball player, I think Scherzer and um, Verlander, and they were like, guys that play for a long time, it like messes with the perception of what they really were when they were good.
Mm-hmm.
Like now we're just like and LeBron is the anomaly, and Tom Brady was the anomaly, where um, now you're like, okay, you're just annoying me. Why are you still doing this? You're not good anymore, and it makes you forget what 2010 Aaron Rodgers was, 2011.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
so it's just like the guy loves attention. Well, let me wait till everything's over, the draft is settled down, and then I'm gonna sign. It's like you could have signed sooner. There was no other team. 31 teams weren't looking for you.
No.
Maybe for a little bit you were like, I don't know if I want to go through with this again, but you did. That's all it is. He just loves the attention. Might see it with another aging superstar in a different sport come the summer with LeBron James. But because he's a free agent. So that's going to be
LeBron James could still give you 25 and 12 on a given night, though.
yeah, yeah,
Aaron
yeah.
Rodgers is
He was
now
the best
throwing for
player.
350 and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, LeBron was the best player in a playoff series this year. So,
Yeah.
all right, Jack, we alluded to it. It's our weekly check-in on baseball where we just you just I leave every night depressed about this offense. And tr
Tom,
go
it's a
ahead.
big inning season.
It
We've
is.
touched on it. It's a big inning season.
You know what's killing me though? I like Tolle and early. I like watching him pitch. And Crochet's going to come back. He's throwing off. He threw a bullpen and threw a simulated game. There's three pitchers I want to watch pitch.
Yeah. I wonder though if Tolley has the staying power in that rotation. Because I tell you, one guy who should no longer be in the rotation is Brian Bayo.
Yeah, we've touched on this. Well, you responded to a skeet from Ken Tremendous. Um, that's Mike Sure, but he put out. I mean, this is exactly the thinking. It's how stupid this front office is. Bayo sucked starting. They used an opener, and he was incredible for two straight starts. And then they face the Braves, who have possibly the best offense right now in baseball.
Yep.
And they started him, and he gave up 7 runs. It's
Hmm.
like, what? How are you just
That's the day after Tolley went 8 and saved the bullpen.
right? The bullpen was rested. It was Tolley,
Hmm.
and then did they? It was Chapman, yeah, because he had that crazy
Yep.
save. Everyone was at least 1 day's rest. There's no way when
Can't
doesn't the
throw Moran out
lineups
there for the first inning.
isn't it Drake Baldwin, Ozzy
Is their
Albies,
leadoff hitter, yeah.
Drake Baldwin, Ozzy Albies, and then it was Matt Olson. So throw a lefty, you're going to face one righty.
Yep. And Ozzie Albies a switch hitter.
Right? Yeah. So I was watching it and like in the first inning he walks two guys and then lets up a home run to Adam Duvall and I'm like
Austin
it's
Riley.
one Austin Riley. Adam Duvall, he hasn't been a Brave in a
Blast
while.
from the past,
Um,
Tom.
um, I always felt like they were the same guy though when they were like on those Braves teams. But Riley hits a homer, and then I'm just like, it's 1:50 in the afternoon. I don't want to watch this anymore.
It
And I
was a 3-run homer. The game's over. The Red Sox don't have an
right because they
offense.
can't score.
Yeah.
So yeah, but early and Tolley, they're giving up 2 runs max. But I agree. I think one thing that with Tolley is like get him to drive line to learn a off speed pitch. His curveball, Merloni was talking about it. It
Yeah.
actually got hit for a homer the other day. It was
Yep.
just off. It's like you need that changeup or a slider or something to go with your cutter and your fastball, which are great.
And he has sinker. Sinker cutter fastball is what he
Yeah.
pounds. But um yeah, but even still, like he probably pitched his best game of the year that night. Um and he had 3 or 4 strikeouts. Like he was pitching to contact and letting and Tom, Alex Cora gets fired. Not my best move of the year so far, but they are now the top defensive run save team in all of major leagues. Like, how does that
Yeah.
happen overnight?
Yeah. Um, yeah.
Their
Pitching's been
pitching and
really good.
defense, their pitching and defense has been good, with the exception of Bayo's yesterday. And most of the bullpen has been pretty locked down. Garrett Whitlock kind of shook off his mediocre April and is now out there as like, all right, these are 3 outs. And Chapman is, I don't know, Chapman is reinvigorating his surefire Hall of Fame uh candidacy with his late Red Sox run here. And
Did you see him hugging
now,
everyone in the bullpen Saturday?
yeah, Marloni was like, "What is that? No, that's too early for that. I hope it's just showing everybody love."
Yeah. That was odd, but he came into that game. He wouldn't have pitched if something was up. But yeah, he's a trade piece, honestly, at this point. Um,
Yeah, they're
so
sellers. I mean,
they're
granted,
sellers.
it's not yet. We're a week away from Memorial Day, which is really kind of like the first kind of checkpoint where you're like, all right, who's part of this? And I've seen stuff that said um, somebody who won their division was 8.5 back at this point last year. It's a lot. There's still like 125 games left in the season. But
Yes,
my goodness,
125
Tom,
games times two is 250 runs the Red Sox will score the rest of the year.
if
Um,
Wilson Contreras doesn't hit a home run, they don't score runs.
so I follow another account, not just stats. It's like Red Sox notes on Blue Sky, and they won a game, the game where Rafaela hit the pinch hit homer,
Mhm.
and they won on a solo homer and a pinch hit homer. They won like 3-2. This account said exactly what I was thinking at the time. It was like, that's a win. You can't do better than winning a game. But how they did it is not sustainable.
No.
You had a couple hits and you got lucky with two homers. You're not winning like that. There's no stringing together hits. Merloni said in the game Saturday or Sunday, I just want to see him. I want a crooked number here. They had two guys on,
Yep.
and then they didn't get any runs.
Sack fly.
It's it's
No, I
yeah,
think that's
maybe a
when they had
sac
the
fly.
bases loaded and they had a sack fly.
Yeah, and it's like they don't do that. They don't put it in the gap and score three guys. They just don't. So that it's just I I agree with you.
Dave
It's a big
O'Brien, Dave O'Brien even said playing the Phillies and the Braves over the last two series, it reminds you what the homer can do
right.
because those teams hit bombs and the Red Sox have Wilson Contreras, end of list. I mean, Marcelo Meyer and Rafaela hit homers over the weekend, but those are so few and far between. Like, I'd like to say the offense is going to be solved when you can pencil Roman Anthony in your top spot every single day, but he's hitting 200. And his on base percentage is, I don't know, I don't have it up, but it's not much higher.
Yeah. So this is we talked
His
about
on
it
base
right before the
percentage
break.
is 354, which is pretty good for
So
a 228
he
batting average.
right, he still has a great eye. I don't know. I have been suspicious of a right arm injury for Roman Anthony the whole year because of those two throws. Um, but get back from the wrist injury and be completely healthy. Because they're not making the playoffs. They're not making a run to the World Series. So get that guy healthy and let him get good quality at bats fully healthy. But we alluded to the right before the break. Trevor Story has a sports hernia, is contemplating surgery, and he's out right now. Is this the time to say, I talked about an article last week at saying, is it time to try Marcelo Meyer at short? I think it
I
is,
Yeah, I agree.
especially
And
now.
it's funny because our podcast today has, when we shifted to the Red Sox, has just been kind of talking about what Lou Merloni has already said. But we've watched Meyer, excuse me, we have watched Meyer play well every position except the position we're told he plays.
Hmm.
And Tom, just to deviate for one little second, you're going to have to explain to me how Mickey Gasper and Andrew Monasterio give you a better chance to have good at bats than Masataka Yoshida. You're going to have to explain to me why Andrew Monasterio is a better option at short than either IKF or Marcelo Meyer. Um, I don't understand the lineup construction still, um, especially the Andrew Monasterio and Mickey Gasper overuse over the last week.
Well, yeah. So I know your point. Gasper and Monasterio play a different position than Yoshida. So that's just being devil's advocate. But I know your
They
point.
play Gasper has been the DH all but one game where he caught.
That I guess I did not pay attention to. That makes no sense.
And
This is
Monasterio is the
just
DH when he's not playing in the field.
this is real life in Moneyball when Brad Pitt was trying to get them to not play a player he wanted on every day. I think it was Carlos Pena in the movie. It's just real life. It's like Craig Breslow is like, you're not playing Masataka Yoshida. He doesn't fit what I have in mind.
He doesn't
Like,
have to say that to Chad Tracy because Chad Tracy just says, "Here's the lineup card, Craig, fill it in."
it's just, it's at this point, it is just, they're not going to play him. They're just not like he doesn't fit what they want to do, even though he puts together good at bats and walks and gets hits because they don't need hits, apparently. Um, but yeah, I don't know. And then the Monasterio thing instead of Meyer at short is like the dude's been playing it his whole life. I know he's been playing second base you like all spring, and that's what you told him he was going to play. But you know, other than last year, Trevor Story's been hurt every year. So maybe you should have planned for Meyer getting some looks at short. It's
There is no contingency plan at any position.
no, but they have all the adaptability. What's the word they like? That you hate?
Flexibility.
Flexibility. Uh, and then we can, then when it's time to do it, they're not like, oh, our flexibility of the guy that we drafted fourth overall to put the shortstop, we're not going to put him at shortstop. Um, we're not going to, and still, we're not going to give him, consistent at bats because there's a lefty. And it's like, well, then you have to have a right-handed super utility guy to spell this guy
They
for the
do.
next however they do, and he's not playing. Um, but it's just, this is just, I don't know if it's just going to come to a head where Breslow's gone or Breslow's going to hold on to his job by saying, can I put my coaching staff in? Like, he's going to try and play all those excuses, but it's the Red Sox and ownership just decides after 3 years that the fans are upset. So let's change the president of baseball operations. And this will be the fourth one since 2019.
Sam Kennedy will still tell you at the end of the year why they're hiking prices, though.
Yep. 1% raise.
Don't go to Fenway Park.
It's like the only thing. All right. I don't want to talk about the Red Sox anymore. Do you have anything?
No, I've covered I've covered my gripes for the week.
All right. Let's see. Well, then we'll talk next week and I don't know. Maybe I'll start jotting down notes about the rest of Major League Baseball and maybe we can get the big guy on and talk about some of the draft picks and fits for the Patriots. Maybe we'll
See who's
start
likely
that
to get
early.
promoted to head coach because the story will never die.
Yeah. Um, we're
Wait,
it's a bummer that we're already shifting to the Patriots in May, but
from the movie Little Big League, my first overall pick in the sports draft. Go back and listen to it. The sports movie draft. Who is the guy that the redhead kid always says like, is it Wedman? You should start Wedman. That's
you
how
should
I
start
feel about
Wedman.
Yoshida. That's how
Yeah.
I feel about Yoshida right now.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't oh, the redhead kid. Yeah. You should start Wedman.
Guy
Um,
kills or guy crushes the Tigers or something like
and then
that.
he's like, I had a feeling you'd say that. And a surprise start, Scott Wedman. Um, yeah. I just I'm just like I remember doing this in 2020 and then some of the lean years, but in the lean years they didn't have a pitcher like they have now. Now I'm just like Give me the 3 days at Crochet, Early and Tollier starting, and then other than that, I'll check in.
I still like what Ranger Suarez is still having a good
Yeah,
season.
he's good. So that's the annoying thing. The
Yeah,
pitching
you want to
staff actually
watch.
is
You
turning
want
out
to
to be
tune in.
good.
And when Roman Anthony's coming back, you want to watch Roman Anthony take at bats.
Yeah.
Wilson
Ugh.
Contreras is a good player.
He is, yeah. I will say though,
Willier's having a good
just in
year too.
general, I'm not a red ass guy. I don't like the red ass. I
Yeah,
never
you've said
have.
that.
He is a little bit of one, but what can you do? I like him still.
Fiery.
All right, Jack. Well, I'll talk to you next week. I'll try and think of something because the Red Sox segment's going to be really short, and who knows, the NBA playoffs could just be on a hiatus till June 6th. Like,
That's
if
true.
there's
Could be a quick,
if
could
there's
be a
two
couple of quick
sweeps,
ones.
which I don't expect in the West, but yeah, there could be a lull in the basketball schedule. But all right, Jack. I'll see you later.
Bye.